Hi everyone, this is Greg Silva. This is a second video on graduation. I did the first graduation video last February and we shared it with clients this past week because this is graduation month and there was just a lot of good reminders in that video. Now during that video we presented the belts a certain way, and what we did is we gave all the parents the belts before the graduation. The kids participated in the graduation. And then for some emotional content, we have the parents come out on the floor at the end of class. They actually present their child with the new belt. They spend 30 seconds to a minute congratulating their child. And then we have the child say something emotional back to the parents. So it's a great way to end a graduation. There's a lot of emotion. It's not very formal. It's not that it's totally disorganized, but when you have 100 kids on the floor and 200 parents come out, it does get a little bit noisy and it kind of takes away from the formality of graduation. Now the reason I held back on this formal graduation is it takes a little more time to memorize the words, and it also takes a little more time to get your helpers prepared so the students get the belt fast. So if you can imagine this where everyone's lined up and they're running through the test or running through the graduation, you have a little demonstration, and now it's time to give out the belts. Now we don't want this to be downtime. In other words, the kids have to receive their belts almost immediately because we're going to have them sitting on their knees, backs nice and straight, hands on their legs, so they're nice and formal, everyone's sitting nice and straight. Now this is pretty cool for the older kids, but you can imagine some of your little dragons and some of the younger kids may get a little fidgety. So knowing that, we want to make sure we have the belts prepared, so once the kids go in this formal sitting position, we have our assistant instructors or our leadership team make sure they put their new belt in front of each child. And the way I would do a new belt, if I was awarding a purple belt, they would get a belt like this. One of the secrets I've learned over time is these tabs that are on the belts. You want to make sure you take these tabs off, because if you don't and all of a sudden the kids start putting on their new belts and you have 100 kids in class, you're going to have 200 of these tabs littering your floor. Plus sometimes they're just difficult to take off, especially for a younger child. So I want to make sure the belt's prepared, the tabs are off. I'll have the kids, okay, we're going to start graduation now. The kids are all sitting nice and straight, and my assistants go and they place the new belt in front of each child. So again, you want to prepare for this. You want to make sure you have maybe bins of belts by each row. The sizes are kind of uniformed. So you just really quick going across and putting the belt just like this on the floor right in front of the student sitting on their knees. And then we're going to start our graduation. The graduation I didn't invent this graduation. I got this from the late Grandmaster Ed Parker. And I like to repeat his words as much as I can remember them, just as a nice way of remembrance, and it's just kind of bringing tradition and our lineage back to graduation. So I'll just explain to the kids, you have your new belt in front of you. What I want you to do is take your old belt off, and they're going to take it off, and we're going to show them how to fold it nice and neat. So we're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to fold it in half again, and so it's nice and neat just like the brand new belt. And then we have the old belt in front of them, and we're going to put the new belt so it looks like the letter L. So when they're looking down the floor at their belts in front of them, it makes the letter L. And then I say, okay, this part of graduation, these are words that my master instructor used to say to me when I got promoted to a different rank. And that L is very significant. The first thing that L stands for is loyalty. It's just a reminder of you to stay loyal to your family, your friends, and your country, and your martial arts school. Your instructor spent a lot of time teaching you martial arts, just like you spent a lot of time practicing. And this is just a reminder of to be loyal. Because when we're loyal to our instructor, it shows a lot of courtesy to them, shows a lot of respect to them, and it's a way of honoring the school. So the first L that stands for is loyalty. Next, is it a lie? In other words, in your heart, if you don't feel like you've practiced for your new belt and you didn't deserve that belt, you can't be wearing that belt, because wearing that belt would be living a lie. Now, I've been watching everyone train. I had a chance to watch everyone in graduation, and I'm very confident that everyone in this room earned their new belt. So when you place that new belt on, you should wear it with a lot of pride. It's not living a lie. It's something you really worked hard for. The third L that stands for is longevity. Now, I know that's a big word for some of you younger kids, but longevity is how long you live. Through your martial arts training, you live a very healthy life. You learn to eat properly, so you take good care of yourselves. Through that exercise, staying in shape, and eating the right foods, you're going to lead a longer life, so it adds to your longevity. Plus, if you ever were attacked and someone was trying to harm you, your self-defense techniques and your self-defense that you learned through martial arts could possibly save your life, which would definitely add to your longevity. Now, the last thing, the fourth thing that L stands for is lots and lots. Some of you have been training here for 3 months. Some of you have been training here for 3 or more years. And even though you've already learned a lot of material, martial arts is a lifelong endeavor. It's a lifestyle we live. And there's still lots and lots to learn. So again, it stands for loyalty. It stands that we don't want to live a lie. It stands for longevity and giving us a healthy lifestyle so we live longer. It's also a reminder to keep our minds open because there's still lots and lots to learn. Now, before we put that new belt on, what I want you to do is take your old belt and put it behind you, because that's part of the past. Now, we're not putting that behind us and forgetting about it, but we also want to remind ourselves of all that we learned, all the friends we made, and all the great experiences we had while we're earning that belt. Now, I want you to take your new belt, and what we'll do is just symbolically, we're going to rub a little sweat on this new belt, and we're going to transfer the knowledge that we've learned in the martial arts to our new belt. So all the kids are going to put their belts on their forehead. Then they're going to put it down in front of them. Now here's where you have to make a decision. If your students are good at tying their belts, I would have them all stand up. So now they're in a rest stance and they're going to tie their new belts on. If you have a lot of young kids and they're belt tying challenged, in other words, you know that a lot of instructors and parents are probably going to have to help them tie the belts. I won't put the belts on yet. Again, I don't want any downtime and I don't want it to look sloppy. So I would have them be in a rest stance, maybe a tension stance, have their arms out in front of them holding that new belt. And then I would just say, in the power granted under the governing body of our martial arts school, it gives me great pleasure to pronounce you your new ranks. And everyone would just either do a formal bow or I'll put the new belts on and then congratulate them. At the same time, you want some good music playing. This is where you should be playing like family or celebration, some type of emotional music. And then before you leave the floor, this is a time, hey parents, you know, this is a big moment in your child's life. This is one of those memorable moments. And something that you probably want to take a picture of. So the instructors are going to be around. If you want to come out, take pictures of the kids, we'll pose. Also kids, there's 2 things you have to remember. When you get a new belt, we have to celebrate. And so we have some pizza outside, we have some drinks, so we want you to stick around a little while and celebrate. Next thing we have to do is set our new goal. So I want you in class next Monday or Tuesday starting to work on that new belt. Because the one you earned today, we're going to change colors again in 3 months. But it's up to you to set that goal. Show me you can work really hard. And 3 months from now, we'll have the same type of celebration. So that's some more of the formal belt ceremony. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, give me a call or just email me back. I'm also going to be doing this presentation at Bill's Storm School this weekend. So if you're going up there for the United Professionals event, the black belt testing, we're going to do this live. I don't think I've ever done it twice exactly the same. I remember when I was trying to memorize it, the only thing I had to do is I had a piece of paper and I actually had the 4 L's just written down. So I had longevity, I had lie, I had loyalty, and lots. And then I would just use my knowledge and teach the benefits as I was saying them. But that was just my reminder. Again, it's like something you may have heard this and say, wow, that was pretty cool. I wish I could memorize all that. Well, you're probably not going to do it the first few times. I've done this graduation. We used to do graduations monthly. And for 30 years when I had the school, I've done that every single month. So I've got it down pretty good. But as we say, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly until you can do it well. In other words, if you wait till you master these words, you're probably not going to do it. So what I challenge you is to watch this video a few times and practice it when you have graduation at the end of September. Take some notes down, try it again, And within a couple graduations, you're probably doing it a lot much better than I. And I'd love to see some videos of people doing it. So that's your lesson for today. This is Greg Silva. Hope you enjoyed it.